Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about something that's a little bit harder for me to talk about. So yeah, let's get started. Obviously, by the title, today I'm going to tell you about my paranoia. And I'm not necessarily saying this as an educational video for people who don't deal with paranoia. This is a video for people who think they have paranoia, but they're like, but I don't think people are gonna kill me, so is that really paranoia? Little disclaimer, I do not think anyone should self-diagnose, ever. I implore you to research, I implore you to Google, I implore you to ask, but I do not think that you should self-diagnose. If you think that you are dealing with paranoia and that is what has led you to this video, watch it, think about it, and talk to a doctor. Now, a little bit about me. Basically is characterized by an unstable life. Relationships, mood, all of it is just really unstable. I also have panic disorder and anxiety, generalized anxiety, so I feel like I can talk about this. I also, because of these multiple things, experience paranoia and the thought process and the delusions of paranoia daily. So the definition of paranoia, when typed into Google, is a mental condition characterized by delusions of persecution, unwarranted jealousy, or exaggerated self-importance, typically elaborated into an organized system. It may be an aspect of chronic personality disorder, of drug abuse, or a serious condition such as schizophrenia in which the person loses touch with reality. That definition is good, but the synonyms are what make it make sense. So the two synonyms that make the most sense to me, and that is really what describes my paranoia at least, is delusions and obsession. Now, paranoia is different for every person. It can range anywhere from very, very mild to I think the sky is falling or somebody's planning on killing me. In fact, the majority of people that I know, whenever I tell them, which is a select few I have told, that I legit have paranoia, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, so you think people are going to kill you? No, not exactly. So I'm going to tell you a story about the time that I was the most out of touch with reality, the most paranoid I've ever been in my life. Whenever I lived in Denton, Texas, going to school, I did not have the diagnosis of borderline. I had depression, generalized anxiety, and ADHD. So the only things that I was on at the time that all of this started happening was an antidepressant and an ADHD medication, because I was switching around my depression medication so much that I decided to just stop taking it, which is where everything started. Never stop taking your medication without your doctor's approval, because you don't know how they are interacting with one another. I had, in my freshman year of college, I had these two sophomores, we're going to call them Jade and Jane, sweep me under their wing and really help me out. And they were so sweet and so nice. I really loved both of them to death. I mean, what they did for me and what they put up with that ensued is amazing. They swept me under their wing and really showed me the ropes. We were all music majors, music therapy majors at the time. And then some stuff happened. I ended up living with one of them in the dorms. And then we decided to move in together, the three of us, because we were like the three amigos kind of thing. So we moved in together, and we moved into this place and all signed a lease. And that's where everything started going wrong, because I stopped taking my medication. It started with me thinking that they hated me and that they didn't like me anymore. I wasn't really a friend. And it progressed to the point where I thought they were going to literally leave my stuff on the sidewalk and kick me out. Even though they had no legal right to do this, I very much thought that this was going to happen. Again, it started out with the idea little seed in my head that was, they don't like me anymore. They don't want to be my friend. And then, you know, a couple weeks go by of, this is why they didn't look. See, she scowled at me. She scowled at me. She didn't say hi. I would see these little things that they would do to me, and it would make me think they didn't like me. It turned from they don't like me to they hate me. And this is why they hate me. Look at the way she looks at me. Look at the way she talks to Jane. Look at the way she talks to me. They hate me. So that happened. And then it went on, and I started thinking that they were talking about me. That they were talking bad about me constantly. So I didn't leave my room. Like, I did not leave my sanctuary. So then it got to the point where I thought, what are they saying about me? Are they plotting? I very specifically remember having this thought that I need to stay in my bed and pretend to be asleep so that they'll come out to the front, talk about me, and then I'll know what they're saying. So I would pretend to be asleep in my room, and I wouldn't say anything for hours. I would just stay dead silent for hours, and just wait for them to talk about me in the front room, because I could hear everything going on. It never happened. So I started thinking that they had a nickname for me, or they had nicknames for me. Every time they talked about this, it was actually that. Every time, it got bad. It just got really bad. And then, this is the organized system that we're talking about, by the way. This is the progression. It got to the point where I thought that they were talking about me to the rest of the music department. And that's the reason why I had no friends. Not because I suck at relationships, because I have issues and am unstable at the time, but because they're talking about me. They're telling other people how horrible I am, how I don't leave my room, how I'm annoying, how this, that. I mean, they weren't. They were venting to people about how I wouldn't leave my room and how they think I'm going crazy, but they weren't saying bad things about me. They were actually worried about me, but I took their worry as they are talking bad about me. It went even further, and this was the breaking point actually for me, where I thought that if I left my room and went to class, that they would take my stuff while I was in class, sell it, or put it on the sidewalk, kick me out, even though they had no legal way to kick me out, and tell me they don't want to talk to me anymore and they're done, goodbye. They actually weren't plotting against me. They actually weren't doing any of this stuff. Yes, they were kind of talking about me, but they were talking about me to select people in the music department because they were really worried about me. Jane and Jade are great people. I cannot express how much I appreciate what they did for me, because if they were not my roommate, I don't know what would have happened. I mean, they still cared about me. And I couldn't see that. Nowhere in this point in time did I think they were going to kill me. Nowhere in this point in time did I think I needed to kill them. Nowhere in this point in time was death even a thing besides suicidal thoughts. It was plotting. It was manipulating. It was, oh, look at this, look at this. It was empty thoughts in my head that had absolutely no standing, but I gave them standing because that's what you do whenever you have symptoms of paranoia. You just give these thoughts standing, and then it escalates in an orderly fashion to the point that it breaks. Now, the main reason why I'm telling you this story is to show you that paranoia doesn't have to deal with death. It doesn't have to deal with sabotage. It doesn't have to deal with, I did deal with sabotage, but it doesn't have to. It can be anything. But it's the sequence of events mixed with the emptiness of the events that makes it bad and makes it paranoia. I guess what I'm trying to say here is your paranoia, you as a human, can have paranoia, and it does not have to be about any one thing in particular. If you think you are paranoid, if you think that you are having these grandiose schemes of things going on in your head at the workplace, at home, with your family, with your friends, and you're not 100% sure if it's real or not, but you feel like it's real, you feel like it's so real, take a step back and see a professional. Because if there is one thing I have learned, nothing is more valuable in this world than your mental health and your sanity. Mentally, if you are not at least somewhat okay, you cannot function. You cannot do things. You are hurting yourself by doing things. So go research, go look stuff up, and try to see somebody. So I hope everyone that watches this has a really good day, or had a really good day, and has a really good life. And just remember that improvement is up to you. Have a good one, guys. Bye.